Hey there, friends. Today we're talking about recession again. Some hard truths that you need to be aware of, but also why you shouldn't worry about it. Recession is on everyone's lips, in every newspaper, and on every YouTube channel. It sounds like a done deal, right? No wonder everybody's running for the hills, canceling all their subscriptions, and wondering where to hide their small business so it wouldn't be trampled by the big, bad recession. Recessions are scary, they're unpredictable, and they have the potential to destroy businesses and ruin livelihoods. But despite all of that, there are some hard truths about recessions that we need to face. And once we do, we can see that there's no reason to panic. In fact, recessions present opportunities for small businesses and entrepreneurs to thrive. Here's what you need to know. For one, recessions don't last forever. This may seem obvious, but it is worth repeating. Recessions don't last forever. They feel endless when you're in the thick of them, but eventually they will end. The key is to weather the storm and come out on the other side stronger than ever before. Recessions last an average of 11 months, according to Lindsay Bell, Chief Markets and Money Strategist for Ally. The shortest recession on record happened in 2020 during the pandemic. 3 months of panic and it was done. The recession, not the pandemic. Number 2, recessions present opportunities. While it may not seem like it at first, recessions do present a unique opportunity for small businesses and entrepreneurs to get ahead. When big businesses start cutting costs, they often turn to small businesses as a way to save money. This can lead to increased market share and profits for small businesses that can adapt and pivot quickly. Every recession is unique. Remember when COVID hit and everybody thought it was over for them? And then lonely and isolated people started to order massive amounts of everything online, and some smart online businesses tripled their income? Why wouldn't that be you this time around? All you need to do is keep your eyes open for the new profitable thing. Come on. Number 3, you cannot control the stock market and you shouldn't try. There will always be things beyond your control, like the weather, the stock market, or your craving for chocolate. Don't even try. The best you can do is stay flexible and roll with the punches. During a recession, the stock market drops, and so do your savings. But it also gets back up. The average duration of a bear market since 1950 is roughly 418 days, according to Anthony Saglin. I'm hoping I'm not butchering his name. He's a global market strategist for Ameriprise Financial of the Washington Post. So put your patience hat on and just wait it out. You've got 418 days, don't you? 4. Recessions can be good for business. Don't believe anything you hear about how bad recessions are for businesses. While it's true that some businesses do struggle during economic downturns, others thrive. For example, companies that provide essential goods or services often see an uptick in demand during a recession as people cut back on discretionary spending and focus on necessities. So if you're selling tomatoes, good. If you're selling land on the moon, bad. Businesses that can streamline their operations and become more efficient often find that they come out ahead of their competitors who haven't been forced to make these changes. So, instead of being afraid of a recession, use it as an opportunity to make your business better prepared for whatever comes next. Number 5, recessions help to weed out inefficient businesses. In any market, there will always be some businesses that are more efficient than others. During a recession, the less efficient businesses tend to struggle, while the more efficient ones survive. During a booming economy, poorly managed companies can survive due to easy credit and high consumer spending. A recession exposes these weaknesses, often forcing unproductive businesses to close or restructure. This creative destruction makes room for stronger, more innovative companies to emerge, ultimately leading to a healthier and more competitive economy in the long term. Now, if this sounds scary to you, it shouldn't. It's actually a good thing, as it ensures that only the best companies can thrive in the long term. And who knows, maybe it's your competition that's not proficient enough to make it. Think about it. Number 6, recessions often reduce inflation. When economic activity slows down, demand for goods and services drops. This reduced demand puts downward pressure on prices, helping to cool off inflation. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve, sometimes even intentionally slow the economy via interest rate hikes to bring inflation under control. Lower inflation can restore purchasing power for consumers and create a more stable economic environment. Let's take a look at a real-world example. The early 1980s recession in the United States, often called the Volcker Recession. Here's the background. In the late 1970s, early 1980s, inflation in the US was out of control, peaking at over 13% in 1980. The economy was suffering from stagflation, a toxic mix of high inflation, slow growth, and high unemployment. Paul Volcker, then chair of the Federal Reserve, decided drastic action was needed. And here's what the Fed did. Volcker raised interest rates sharply, eventually hitting over 20% in 1981. The goal was to crush inflation, even at the cost of a recession. Unemployment rose to over 10%. Housing and auto industries were hit hard due to expensive loans. Many businesses failed. It was a painful downturn, but it worked. Inflation plummeted from 13.5 in 1980 to 3.2 by 1983. The Fed was able to lower interest rates again, and the economy began to recover. The recovery in the mid-1980s was strong and sustained, setting the stage for nearly 2 decades of relative price stability. The key lesson here is that sometimes short-term pain is necessary for long-term gain. The early 80s recession is a classic example of a downturn that reset inflation expectations, restored confidence in monetary policy, and led to a healthier, more stable economy. So, in conclusion, panicking about a recession is natural, but it's also unnecessary. Yes, recessions are scary and unpredictable, but they don't last forever. They present opportunities for those who are willing to seize them, and everyone is affected by them sooner or later, regardless of how much preparation they did. So instead of worrying about things you cannot control, focus on what you can do to weather the storm and come out on the other side, even stronger than before. What matters most is how you respond. You can either freeze and fear the worst, or prepare, adapt, and find your opportunity in the chaos. Small business owners, creatives, freelancers, this is your time to pay attention, get lean, and stay ready. Now, if this helped ease your mind or gave you a new perspective, give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Also, drop a comment below and let me know, what's your biggest concern about the economy right now, and what are you doing to prepare? Let's navigate this together. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.